Okay. Here are the Sons of Libertas. We are here today in Cologne at the Alternative für Deutschland. We are here today with Mr. Farage. Hey, Mr. Farage, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you.
Okay, let's start. How would you describe the situation in the moment in the European Union?
It's a mess. It's not working. It did work reasonably well when it was a smaller number of countries, and we were predominantly northern-based countries, and it worked quite well. Two huge historic errors have been made. The first is the Eurozone. It doesn't work. It's not working for the north, and it's a disaster for the south. And the second error was, the EU went from being a cooperative, friendly trading bloc into being a political union with huge territorial ambitions. Now, we know from history, whenever there are territorial ambitions, things start to go wrong. A big government that wants to get bigger is never healthy. And we've let in southern and eastern European countries, not into a trading bloc with us, into a political union with us. We've given people total free movement. Now, there is a libertarian argument that says we should all be able to go anywhere. Well, that may be okay, but there is a slight problem. When you have a minimum wage in Britain that is 9 times that in Romania, when you have primary school for kids in Britain that's a damn sight better than it would be in most parts of Romania, when you have a health service that actually looks after people, then what happens is you get a massive migratory wave, and what happens is the rich do well. The rich do fantastically well because they can have gardeners and chauffeurs and nanny, and Downton Abbey is now alive and well in England because lots and lots of very poorly paid East Europeans are in domestic service. But the impact on the working class people, the impact on people in the building industry, the local taxi drivers, young people seeking work, not everything in life can be measured in terms of GDP. There is such a thing called society, and I think we're seeing right through all these northern countries, and we're seeing a bit of it in Germany now too. We're seeing some real anger being expressed. So the EU has made these 2 historic mistakes. The leaderships of the EU and the current leaderships of the member states still stick with the idea that the EU is the solution to all of our problems and will solve everything, including the common cold. And that's why there is an upwelling of political protest movements and movements seeking an alternative. And so the European elections that are coming up in a few weeks' time, we're going to see a European Parliament next time round that is very different in complexion to the ones we've seen before. I'm guessing that 20 to 25% of the new MEPs will be Eurosceptic.
How would you describe the money policy of the European Central Bank? Because we are in our position, we are libertarians, we would end the European Central Bank right now.
Well, whoever gave any authority for a European central bank to be established with these kind of powers? I mean, that's the real question. Where did the authority for this come from? And I've got German relations, I've got German family, and whenever I, come to Hamburg and speak to them, I don't think I've met one of them that would have voted to give up the Deutschmark and to give up the supremacy of a Bundesbank that was actually very well respected in this country to a new European Central Bank. So, my view is all of this has been done, frankly, without any legitimacy at all.
The last question would be, how is it to be in one room or in the parliament with people like Martin Schulz or von Rompuy, or, you're getting famous because of that?
Well, I have to tell you that not only do I disagree with their opinions, I don't like them either. I think they're quite dangerous people. They're dangerous people. They want to build an empire. Barroso himself said, we are the first ever non-military empire that is being built. I know my history well. Empires always fail, generally with lots and lots of misery caused to a large number of people. These people are obsessives, and it's ironic. Their desire to build a European state with its flag and its anthem means that they are now the nationalists. And extreme nationalism is never good.
Okay, thanks a lot for having you. Hope to see you again, maybe in Brussels.
You come and see me.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Bye.
Okay.